Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 𝐎𝐲 Listening Prowess. This is me, 𝐎𝐄𝐲 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐭, joining you from 𝐲 Academy. Yes, we've come with yet another 𝐎𝐲 Listening Live to help you with your listening. Okay, so how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing good and everything's going well. So, you know the drill. What do we usually do? We show one part every week, okay? One part of a listening test. And the audio will be played and the questions will be displayed on the screen. You will write the answers on a piece of paper, and after which we'll show the questions to you and you'll copy down the questions or take a screenshot of it. If you have another device with you, you can take a screenshot of the questions on that device and keep with you. And then we'll discuss the answers with the help of audio script. That is the main part of our 𝐎𝐲 listening prowess. That is the most interesting part of our listening life. We discuss the answers with the help of audio script so that you'll be able to see each and every word you heard in the audio on screen. Okay, so that you can go through each and every sentence that you heard and you can learn how those things are pronounced and you can understand what you heard and what it actually is. So, and also we'll be underlining the answers for you and spotting you, showing you that part of the audio from which we got the answer. For example, if option A is the answer in part A or part C, if option A is the answer, we'll explain it to you how that became the answer and how other options are not answers. So, in the previous live, what we did was we did part A extract 2, and in the live before that, we did a part A extract 1. So today, obviously, we'll be doing part B 6 questions. So, what do you have to do when you were doing a part B question? Or what do you have to be careful about when you're doing your part B questions? Part B questions are comparatively easier because if you compare it with your part C, in part C you were given 90 seconds to read all the 6 questions, but in part B you were given some time to read each question. So for question number 25, it's actually question number 25 to 30. So you're given some time to read question number 25, during which time you can actually read the questions carefully, underline the keywords. This is very important. How you utilize the time given to you to read the questions is really important. Because if you don't understand, okay, sometimes what happens with some students is that they read the question, they might be actually reading the question, but they may not be understanding what actually the question is. So that is a big problem, because when the audio is being played, it would be hard for you to spot the answer and mark the right answer. So it's very important that when you're given that time to read the question, you have to do this mindful reading. What do you mean by mindful reading? Mindful reading is about just being very attentive in what is happening. Like you have to read it very carefully. Okay, and then not just read what you're hearing there, but underline the keywords. Is it clear? You have to do it. And some students don't do it and they feel comfortable not doing it, but I feel like it should be a habit for you to underline the keywords, because while you're listening to the audio, you wouldn't have time to read the whole part, the whole of that option, the whole question. You wouldn't have time for it. All that you would have is a little time to just look at it. So you'll be basically looking at it while you're listening to the audio. So if you underline the keywords, then it would be much easier for you to actually spot the answers and understand the options and things like that. For example, what are these keywords? And some people have this doubt with what are these keywords. Keywords are the words that convey the main meaning of that sentence. For me, I would say you have to underline those words, and we tell students to avoid the function words like is, and, of, for, and words like that. But in some questions and in some options, even those words might be very important, like this happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? Imagine a part A question is what happened yesterday. So there, like happened yesterday, like those are the keywords that would tell you what that sentence is all about. And you cannot ignore yesterday because that's the most important word, so you would underline it a bit darker. So depending on the question, you have to underline the words, because in some questions some words would be very important, and some like even the function words would be important, so you have to underline those words as well. So always just use your discretion to underline the keywords. At the end of the day, you're underlining the keywords not for the examiner. You're underlining the words not for any marks. You're underlining the words so that you will understand it when you're listening to the audio. So underline those words that would actually tell you what that question is, and what would those words that would remind you of what that question is. And you should also, the same applies for your options as well. Just underline those words that would remind you of the whole option. Maybe for some students, that one word in that option might be enough to remind them about what that option is all about. If you're one of such person, or if you're someone like that, just underline that word in that. So for me, it might be a different word. So, but for most students, it should be the same word, because the keyword, right? You're underlining the keyword. So I'm telling you, like, you just go for the word that you think would tell you or remind you of the whole option. So that's what you do. And this is the only thing that you have to be careful about when you're doing your Part B. So I think you're all ready. Shall we move on to the material? Are you all ready for it? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited to know that. Yes. Yes, I can see you all joining, so I'm so happy to see you all here. So if you, and also in between, or even now, if you have any questions related to your listening, please feel free to comment, and we'll definitely help you with those things. All right, so now what I'll do is, you know the drill, okay? So now the audio will be played, and you will be able to see the questions on the screen. All right, so, and you have to write down the answers, right, whether it is option A, B, or C on your answer sheet, and we'll discuss it. All right, yes, so the material will be shown on the screen now.
Now look at questions 26 to 31. As the conversation continues, complete the notes in the spaces provided.
Anything else I can help you with while you're here?
Well,
Questions 25 to 30. In this part of the test, you'll hear 6 different extracts. In each extract, you'll hear people talking in a different healthcare setting. For questions 25 to 30, choose the answer A, B, or C, which fits best according to what you hear. Now look at question 25. You hear 2 doctors discuss the transfer of care for a patient. Now, read the question.
Hello, Dr. Salvos?